Hi, my name is Andrew Lindeman. Today I'd like to talk about pages 1108 through 1275 in our textbook, chapter 33. And I want to talk about tips for reading Shakespeare. Many times it's very difficult to read Shakespearean play because they don't speak like we do, like in modern day. So I have some tips that I'm going to read to you, and then I'm going to go through and explain them. The first one is take it slow. Second one's read out loud. Imagine the experience. Become the audience. And consider watching a stage or film production. Okay. The characters in Shakespeare's play often speak in poetry and seldom in language, intended to imitate everyday speech. So it's very hard to understand what they're saying at times. What you can do is read the lines carefully and take note of where the language is especially lofty or especially straightforward. And also, if you don't understand a word, you can look it up or try to get the meaning of it to help you better understand the sentence you're talking about. The second thing is read out loud. Shakespeare intended his plays not to be read, but to be performed. So if you're hung up reading something, if you're hung up reading his play, don't hesitate to give it a voice. Say it out loud, or even try and maybe act it out in character, because unfamiliar words and phrases can become clear in meaning when you have them, when you hear them aloud. The third thing is imagine the experience. The theaters of Elizabethan England did not have elaborate sets, and plays were staged outdoors on sunny afternoons. Thus, playwrights had to work the physical situation into their character's speech. Notice cues that the moon is in the sky, or the ocean is nearby, or snow is falling outside, and use them to construct a mental picture of the action taking place. So when you're reading Shakespeare, be imaginative. Think about where they're at or what they're really trying to say. And the fourth step is become the audience. The commoners in Shakespeare's audience would have experienced many of the same challenges you do interpreting Shakespeare's poetic, sometimes invented language. Your first reading should focus less on dissecting the language and more on appreciating the action of the play. So you're not really thinking about the words as much as you are as what the actual story is, what it's about, what it's trying to mean. So don't get caught up in the language of it. And the last step, which is really important, because anytime if you're going to read Shakespearean Shakespearean poetry, then you need to know how a stage works and how a play works, because it's totally different than just reading something else or reading a book. So I would advise you to look up some sort of poetry or on a stage or something and watch it, or watch a film production of the play after your first read, because it will help you lend clarity to difficult portions of the play, and it will also help you to identify aspects of the play worthy of critical analysis.